Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T. Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Can't wait for you to meet Miss T. She is the T in tea.
And welcome back to Sweet Tea Time. And you know that most often when I tune into this stuff is because either I've just discovered something, I've lived out something, or I've mastered something and I want to share it with you. Well, this is one of those times. Now we're still in the series of what is blocking you. Yes, there are exterior things that can block you from your growth, your success, and your trajectory, accelerated trajectory to your destiny. But then there are things that block you that are inside of you. And sometimes we don't even know it. This is one of those things. Now, some of you, if you've watched any of this content for any length of time, you know that I acquired a very large series of buildings where I've begun to build out what we're calling our innovation factory, right? So you talk about blood, sweat, tears, time, talent, money, money, money. It's all in there. That's the chemistry. That's the recipe if you're going to build something special. Well, I'm in the thick of that. Okay, but then get this. Now, sometimes I get these things like I'll get the understanding of it and I can fix it in like 2 days. Sometimes it doesn't take me 2 days. Sometimes it takes me like years. This is one of those things. So growing up, and now don't forget the building because I'm going to circle back to it. Growing up, I grew up in poverty. You know that. And it's multi-generational poverty. And so I would go and visit my grandmother on my dad's side. And it was rare, but when we got to do it, it was neat. Or it was an experience. And we would go into, she had a very small house that she and her family grew up in. They lived in for decades. And when I say decades, I'm talking like 50, 60, 70 years, decades. And when you first enter the house in this front room, she had 2 couches, a TV, a table with a candy jar on it. Crystal thing, you open it up and like all the candy is all hard candy, but it's all stuck together. So it's impossible for you to take a piece because they weren't individually wrapped. It's just impossible. You try to touch it, the whole thing comes out. I think it was just there for show. Anyhow, as little kids, we were never permitted to sit on the couch with the plastic. We came in, we knew the drill. There were 6 of us. You come in, you sit down on the floor, you don't move, and hopefully there's an old black and white on the TV that you can watch because, it's just that kind of environment. We didn't talk. We weren't allowed to talk. You had to be very, very quiet. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I always wondered, why is there plastic on this couch? And because there's plastic on this couch, it's protective, right? How come we're not allowed to sit on this couch with the plastic? Now, again, this is something that you plant in the background of your mind and then you live some life. And then this thing connects to this thing, which connects to this thing, which connects to this thing. And then all of a sudden you have an explosive moment where you realize that's why the plastic was on the couch. So remember, we're talking about what's blocking you, right? We're also talking about the fact that I just got this building that I put a ton of money in and blah, blah, blah. And everything's going great. It's looking amazing. And then I have a plastic on the couch moment. Now, when you talk about, again, what's blocking you, sometimes it's your thinking. So growing up, we grew up poor. So there are certain things that people with a poverty mindset do that when you grow up in abundance and liberty as it pertains to financial health and well-being, you just don't think. You think that you know that you can replace some things, you know that you can fix some things, but when you grow up in extreme poverty, you are very protective over the very little that you have. And sometimes that can block you from more because you refuse to use, enjoy, experience what you do have, which when you do that, it makes room for more. I'll explain. So I have this building, right? One of the primary reasons that I bought the building and fixed it up the way I did was for the community to use it, right? Again, this is a lesson for me. Don't get mad at me. I am growing every day intentionally and trying to help you do the same thing. So people would come and, I want to book the facility and I want to do this and I want to do that and et cetera, et cetera. And I found myself saying, yeah, but what if they mess up the new floor we just put in? Now, again, I put in thousands of dollars worth of new dance flooring. People want to come in and they want to have a party, but what if they come in and they mess up the brand new floor? So what do I do? This is all unconscious, okay? I'm not consciously doing this stuff. I'm just saying, well, no, that's not the right opportunity for this room. Well, no, maybe next time after we finish doing XYZ. I found myself making excuses why people couldn't come in and use the space for a specific type of event or moment. And I kept saying, I'm like, hey, where's the revenue? Where's the street? This supposed to be due. How come we're not da-da-da-da-da? And I'm asking my staff this. I'm not asking myself this, which is what I normally do. I'm asking my staff, how come we haven't booked? And they're asking me, well, there's volleying it back to me. Well, Miss T, you didn't approve this one, this, and this one, that. And so I kind of had to pull myself out of the thick of things for a day or two and just assess, why isn't this flowing? I didn't know the block was me, but within 2 hours of me doing this assessment, I realized, well, the people are not coming in because I don't want them to use the room, because I have fear that they're going to wreck the room that's cost me so much time, so much money, and my heart. Man, when I put this stuff together, I try to build things that are really, really excellent, so that when people come in and experience them, they're happy, they enjoy it, they feel better when they leave it. And I was struggling with the fact that, but what if they mess it up? My heart's in this thing. And so I sat there for a little bit and I had to deal with myself. And then as I'm dealing with myself, T, what's your problem? That's what this is for, okay? If they mess it up. Now, I'm not saying I want people to come in here and wreak havoc in my buildings. That's not what I want. I'm saying that I can't be afraid that that's a potential outcome. And so dealing with myself, what immediately came to mind is Big Mama and the plastic on the couch. Why did Big Mama have plastic on the couch? Because she had 2 couches. And she was confident that she would not be able to replace those couches if normal wear and tear happened to them. It's a poverty mindset. And in the same breath, I'm challenged by the fact that our revenue stream is not flowing through this, not really realizing that the poverty thinking is preventing it. And so again, in working with, people in low income, resource starved, tech starved communities, I see this all the time. But what I didn't see it is in myself, the graduate, from all this stuff. So yes, you can have success. Yes, you can make more money, but until you deal, and if you were in poverty as long as I was, this is a daily dealing that I have to do with myself, because you don't know all the things that you're thinking because you're thinking them and you've thought them your whole life. So being protective over the shiny new toy and not letting other people play with it because you think it's going to wreck it, it's a poverty thing. You have to start challenging yourself and convincing yourself that you can replace it. That, okay, if something's broken, guess what? You have the resources and the talent to fix it. I think that we don't enjoy things to the depth that we're supposed to enjoy things because we're protective of things, because we are afraid that we can't get more of these things. That is a poverty thinking. Let's translate this to moments in relationships. Have you ever felt, in poverty thinking, not knowing that that's what you're doing, but have you ever felt that, what if I lose this relationship? Or what if I say something and they go away? Maybe I shouldn't be the fullness of myself, because what if? It's poverty thinking. So either you've experienced some abuse or trauma or challenge in relationship that has caused you to have a poverty mindset as it pertains to health and abundant relationships with people. You have to look at this kind of stuff and really challenge yourself. Get back in there. Okay, so you had this situation with this individual. It doesn't mean that all 7 billion people on the planet are like this one individual. I tell myself all the time, there's billions of people on the planet. Even if I just concentrate my effort on 10%, I'll at least have 700, 800,000 people that I can be engaged with. That's a lot. So what I've decided to do is not let the poverty thinking that was developed in this moment with this one relationship dictate the health and the abundance that I can experience in new relationships. And that's another thing that the poverty mindset will not let you see, is that there's always something new and there's always more. I'm going to say that again. There's always something new and there's always more. There's always more money. There's always more couches. There's always another vehicle. There's always another house. There's always more relationships. There's always more food. Like, I would even be very stingy, if you will, growing up, with sharing, because what if I don't get more? These are all things that are built and designed to make you be blocked in a way that you don't express or believe what you need to believe in order for the currency of more to continue flowing in and out of your life. So here's what I recommend that you do that I did. Number one, get people in the building and let them experience the space. That's the first thing I did. And once I got this understanding, I think it was, when I assessed it, I did this on a Tuesday. I had to do something very quickly to activate the understanding. Otherwise, I could lose it. So if you don't activate what you learn, you lose. Remember that. If you don't activate what you learn, you lose. So that very Friday, I did an event. People were, and then I stayed for it. Normally my staff handles the ins and outs of things. I stayed for it. People were in and out of here acting a ding dang fool, spilling stuff, dropping stuff. They don't have the capacity to appreciate, what I've built. They tried their best, but I intentionally put myself in the environment with them so I can feel it, so that I can grow from it, so I can move on from it. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that you're not avoiding the opportunities that cause you to experience the thing that you're afraid of, so that you can grow. So if you're one of those people like my grandma, take the plastic off the couch and then let your grandkids sit on it right after they eat candy. Don't be mad at me, but you got to do it to break this thing. Or let your teenage son drive your Tesla to a soccer game where they're kicking balls around by the parking lot. Let them do it. Why? Because otherwise you're going to hide this thing that can become a tool to help somebody else grow and have a better life. You're going to protect this thing when it's meant to be used and enjoyed. And let me get on that point. I think that sometimes we're so protective of the things that we get that we're not enjoying the things that we get. My couch is meant to be enjoyed. My buildings are meant to be enjoyed. My vehicles are meant to be enjoyed. I have garments that I've purchased, bags, designer bags that they're in the box. I don't care if you got to take that bag out and wear it to the laundromat in the grocery store. Take it out, take the paper off, take the stuffing out, put it on your person, and go enjoy the bag. The more you're protective of things, especially in a way that it causes you not to experience the fullness of enjoyment with the thing, you settle into a thinking that there's a possibility that you will not have more things to enjoy. So what is blocking you? Do you have plastic on your couch? Deal with it, and deal with it in a way that it causes total disruption in the thinking, with action steps to cement a new thinking so your lifestyle shifts. I promise you, there is more. And there is more than enough for you to have more than enough. So my advice is examine yourself, examine your lifestyle, examine your business. Is your business not growing? You want to check and see if you're not open to letting people come in and experience what you've built. Maybe it was such a tremendous sacrifice to build that you're protective of it in a way that's causing it to be stunted in its growth. I am recommending, suggesting strongly that, again, you take the plastic off the couch and experience the stuff. Wear it out, baby. Wear it out so it forces you to do bigger, have more, and be better. I really hope this helps you. It helped me. It helped me tremendously. And if it has helped you, like it, share it, subscribe to this thing. I'm doing this all the time just to help you. And leave some comments. Give me your plastic on the couch moment. Or you don't got to share your stuff. Some people don't be sharing their stuff. They be sharing other people's stuff. But you can do whatever you want. I just need to try to share my stuff just because I can get away with sharing my stuff. I don't want to share other people's stuff. But share some stuff in the comments because we're all looking to grow and change and evolve together. And that's what I want for you. So thank you for tuning in again. And remember, what's blocking you? Sometimes it's you. Thank you. And I will see you again really soon.